Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, the place where motorcycles aren't just machines, they're experiences waiting to be lived. Today, we're diving deep into a cruiser that has always stood out with its stripped-down attitude and pure V-twin soul, the 2025 Honda Shadow Phantom. In a world increasingly dominated by tech-heavy motorcycles, the Shadow Phantom holds the line with simplicity, reliability, and unmistakable cruiser style. But don't mistake simplicity for being outdated, because what Honda has done with the 2025 update is something quite special. Right off the bat, just looking at the new Phantom, you're hit with its unmistakable silhouette. There's an aura of old school cool meeting modern execution. The front end is an exercise in minimalist aggression. The smoked-out LED headlamp now features a fresher lens design and more defined housing. Honda's taken the blacked-out aesthetic to a whole new level this year. Everything from the fork tubes to the fenders and even the triple clamp exudes stealthy charisma. The round headlamp retains that classic bobber vibe, yet it's undeniably sharper now, both in form and function. There's a rugged refinement here, a design that doesn't scream for attention but demands it in silence. Moving to the side, that low and long stance is immediately recognizable. Honda has stayed loyal to the formula that made the Shadow Phantom iconic. A low seat height at just over 25 inches makes it inviting, especially for new riders or those who appreciate that feet flat on the ground assurance. The tank flows seamlessly into the seat, creating a fluid motion that's both ergonomic and artistic. The matte finished paint options, including the return of that mean matte black metallic and the new sand dune beige, truly highlight the bike's muscular lines. It's a cruiser that manages to look premium and raw at the same time. The side profile also reveals the changes made to the exhaust system. The dual shotgun pipes are blacked out and slightly reshaped for a deeper, throatier growl that better reflects its street fighter attitude. There's a subtle visual taper that adds to the perception of motion, even at a standstill from the rear. The Shadow Phantom's design feels purposeful and compact. The fender hugs the wheel just right, enhancing the bike's squat and aggressive look. The tail lamp has been redesigned for 2025, keeping things minimal with a sleek LED setup that blends into the rear fender without protruding awkwardly. Honda has kept the rear indicators functional yet subdued, aligning with the overall blackout theme. You also notice the rear wheel is still a chunky 160 section, which complements the cruiser aesthetic while offering a grounded, planted visual base. The chain final drive is visible and raw, fitting with the Phantom's more mechanical, hands-on persona. Now let's talk heart and soul. The engine. The 2025 Shadow Phantom continues to be powered by the beloved 745cc liquid-cooled V-twin engine. And while the spec sheet might look familiar, there have been subtle refinements this year. The dual-pin crankshaft configuration delivers a pulsing, rhythmic feel, and Honda has worked on smoothing throttle transitions to make the bike even more rider-friendly. You're looking at around 44 horsepower and 64 Nm of torque, numbers that aren't aggressive on paper but translate to a very satisfying real-world riding experience. The power delivery is linear, smooth, and predictably pleasant. Whether you're launching from a stoplight or rolling on the throttle in third gear, the engine feels responsive without being twitchy. Honda's PGM5 fuel injection system has been recalibrated for better cold starts and slightly improved fuel efficiency. The Phantom isn't about higher revving madness or breakneck speed. It's about the chill, rhythmic roll-on torque that gets you away from the mundane and into the moment. It sounds better this year, too. That exhaust revision adds a bit more rumble, giving the rider that visceral soundtrack cruisers live for. Handling-wise, the 2025 Shadow Phantom carries itself with easy confidence. It's not built to carve corners like a sport bike, but it's surprisingly nimble in city conditions and comfortably stable on the highway. The front suspension uses a 41mm conventional fork with 4.6 inches of travel, while dual shocks at the rear provide preload adjustability with 3.5 inches of travel. It soaks up imperfections with a plush demeanor. The wheelbase stretched at over 64 inches, and the relaxed rake and trail geometry make for a super stable ride. It's the kind of bike you can cruise on for hours without feeling fatigued. Braking is handled by a single 296mm disc up front and a 180mm drum at the rear, with ABS now standard in select markets. While the brake setup may seem modest, it gets the job done efficiently. It's predictable and easy to modulate, perfect for newer riders who don't want to be overwhelmed. The inclusion of ABS on the front wheel adds an extra layer of safety that's well integrated and non-intrusive. When it comes to rider ergonomics, Honda has absolutely nailed the triangle. The mid-mount controls, wide bars, and low seat create a riding posture that's as relaxed as it is commanding. You feel in the bike rather than on it, a critical distinction for cruiser lovers. The seat itself has been mildly recontoured for better long-distance support, with new foam density that's more comfortable without losing that bobber stance. Even the pillion seat, while minimal, is a slight step up from previous years in terms of padding. The instrumentation remains minimal but effective. A single dial unit houses the speedometer, odometer, trip meter, and basic warning lights. It's analog in spirit, with a small digital insert A which fits the theme of staying retro without compromising on practicality. No TFTs or Bluetooth here, and that's kind of the point. This is a motorcycle that invites you to disconnect and just try. One thing Honda always gets right is quality and finish, and the Shadow Phantom is no exception. From the seamless welds on the tank to the evenness of the matte paint finish and the tight panel gaps, it all feels thoughtfully crafted. You get that sense of built to last the moment you throw a leg over. In terms of pricing, the 2025 Honda Shadow Phantom continues to be one of the best value propositions in the cruiser category. It's expected to retail just under $8,500 in the U.S. market, making it an excellent choice for those looking to get into cruiser culture without the financial hit of a Harley or Indian. Even with its premium paint and small refinements, Honda has resisted the urge to hike prices significantly. For what it offers, that authentic cruiser look, Honda reliability, a bulletproof engine, and respectable comfort, it's hard to beat. It also opens the door for customization. Because Honda kept the design minimal, it becomes the perfect canvas for aftermarket creativity. Whether you want to add saddlebags, a windshield, ape hanger bars, or a solo seat setup, the Shadow Phantom welcomes it all. And thanks to its popularity, there's a thriving ecosystem of parts already available. So what's the final verdict? The 2025 Honda Shadow Phantom is more than just a motorcycle. It's a vibe. It doesn't chase trends, it sticks to what it knows, and it does that really well. It's not trying to be the fastest, the most tech-savvy, or the most luxurious. It's aiming to give you a ride that feels personal, mechanical, and connected, something increasingly rare in today's digitized world of riding. It's the kind of bike that becomes part of your identity, not just your garage. Honda has updated just enough to keep things fresh, while preserving what made the Shadow Phantom great in the first place. It's ideal for beginners wanting to start their cruiser journey and seasoned riders who want a low-maintenance, soulful daily ride. It's affordable, stylish, dependable, and authentic. And in 2025, authenticity might just be the most rebellious thing you can ride. This has been another in-depth review from Two Wheel Trends. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts about the new Shadow Phantom in the comments below. Are you planning to get one, or do you think Honda should have gone further with the updates? We want to hear from you. Until next time, ride safe, ride far, and always ride free.